Welcome to the making of a DM. What type of entrepreneur are you? I'm going to share and break down 10 different types of entrepreneurship. And my question to you is, which one are you? So with that said, let's get started.
I'm more Kevin's DM. I'm more Kevin's DM. I'm here to help and teach him what I know and how I did it. To discover freedom. There ain't no question more Kevin's when he step in the door. He's closing deals. Time to tell him what the DM stand for. I'm a deal maker. But I'm not just a deal maker. I'm a dream maker.
Hey there, it's your boy Mark Evans, DM. Welcome to another show of the making of a DM. That's right, you are the deal maker and dream maker of your life. Hope you're having an amazing day over there. Today is a new day. I'm hanging out here in beautiful Ohio. We're back for the season. We got a lot of cool stuff going on, and hopefully I get to share some of the stuff with you. A lot of stuff I don't really share publicly, but there's some really neat things happening in life and a lot of craziness stuff as well. But hey, it's life, right? Just want to give a quick update about Nashville, Tennessee, June 25th and June 26th, the Deal Maker Experience. As I shared last week, this is my last charity event I'll do. I don't have any in the foreseeable future. These are epic events. About 350 people from all over the world will be there, and all types of entrepreneurship and business. If you're looking to scale, if you're looking to gain access to money, if you're looking for opportunity to place money, if you're looking to just get around like-minded people and not be a black sheep, like be in a room of people that you can really connect with, the investment as I talk to you today is only $997. That price does go up to $1497 here shortly. But if you are interested, shoot me a message on social media, or you can go to the website, actually, dealmakerexperience.com/Nashville, snag a ticket, bring a friend, sign up for the Dinner with the Dons. I mean, it's going to be an epic event. We got a lot of cool people. I got my buddy Corey Gregory coming in. He built a company to $350 million. I got my buddy Kevin Marin. He's a blue-collar millionaire, exiting a company for 8 figures. Have helped many different things. Him and I's done a lot of cool stuff together in blue-collar industries. He's going to share the insights of how to build, scale, and grow and exit your blue-collar business for big profits. I'm going to have my buddy Austin Rutherford. He's a great guy, 30 years old, over $25 million in real estate owned, has learned how to, raise money. He's raised over $35 million as well on deals at the ripe old age of 30. These are guys that are going to share with you these insights. My boy Tim Bratz, how he went from the single family to multifamily to a 9-figure portfolio now in record speed. You're going to learn from these guys hands-on. There's nothing to buy. There's no courses. There's nothing there to buy at all. So this is a real give event. 100% of the net proceeds go to charity. These events are very amazing. Connections galore. Like your lifelong friends are in these rooms. I've seen it happen. It's happening as we speak. There's people that meet each other. They do businesses together. They make a lot of money together. They go on family retreats together now. I mean, it's a pretty cool event. If you've never been, or if you've been, you know what I'm talking about. This is one you do not want to miss. It's in Nashville, Tennessee, June 25th and June 26th. Hit me up on Instagram at Mark Evans DM. All you got to do is post, and if you message me, comment Nashville-podcast. I'll get you a link and connect with you. That's me personally. I'm the only one managing that account. So again, Nashville-podcast, and I'll hook you up. So today, my question to you is, what type of an entrepreneur are you? See, for some reason, I don't know where these lines started getting blurred. Actually, I do. It's called social media. But a lot of people say entrepreneur. I mean, you're 5 years old now. There's 5-year-old entrepreneurs. I genuinely believe I was a true entrepreneur at a very young age. As I've talked about, Gino Wickman from Traction, he believes people are born with the entrepreneur gene. Because, guys, let's face it, it is hard. There's these weird moments we have in our life when we're like, well, why isn't everyone a business owner? Why isn't everyone this person? And we could ask this all day until we're blue in the face, but the truth is it's hard, and everyone has different skills. I mean, let's use the football concept. Why is Tom Brady a quarterback? Why isn't he a lineman? Why isn't the lineman a quarterback? Why isn't Tom Brady a receiver? Why isn't Tom Brady the kicker? See, he is a football player, but he's a specific type of football player. He's a quarterback. And I believe this is how entrepreneurship should be looked at, because entrepreneurship is different levels of entrepreneurship depending how long you've been in. And the biggest thing that hurts my heart is seeing someone that says they're an entrepreneur for 40 years and they're still doing the same Mickey Mouse bullshit. It's wild to me. And it sucks because there's so much more to life than being just a simple solo entrepreneur. It's actually, that's where we all begin, right? As a solo/small business entrepreneur, this is pretty much where most business owners start, right? They have an idea, they have a restaurant, they do construction, they just naturally progress into it and they become, oh, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a business owner. The problem with solo entrepreneurship, and by the way, the majority of the world entrepreneurs you hear is this individual still today. And I'm talking an overwhelming majority in the probably 95% plus. If the main person leaves, the business won't survive 6 months, let alone, a year. So solopreneurship, like if you look at what you're doing in your business today, if you go away, what happens with business? What happens with relationships? What happens with customers? What happens with vendors? What happens with banking? Like what happens to your business? We call it here. And if you love your family and you love your sanity and you love yourself, to say the least, you should stop wanting to be a solopreneur. I get it. I get frustrated with employees. I get frustrated. And I'm not knocking this. It's just not ultimately where you want to stay. It's where we might start, but a solo/small business entrepreneur is not where you want to stay. It's the most dangerous place in the journey. And you listening to my voice might be still in that position. And if you're in this position longer than 5 years, I would say actually 3 years, but say 5 years, you need to get in a group, a room, or find a mentor or find a coach to help you understand there's different levels of the ladder. Like if you're looking at a ladder and there's 20 rings, you're on ring number 1, but you got to get to the top. So you got to start stepping up to new rings. And we're going to talk about a lot of that today. So that's entrepreneur number 1. Let's talk about another entrepreneur, the scalable entrepreneur, right? So this is the person that like sees the vision, understands entrepreneurship, like sees the playing field and uses other people's money and understands the risk involved on both sides and understands, he or she typically has a team to help execute the plan, right? So I'm going to bring my M&A attorney. I'm going to bring my CFO. I'm going to bring my marketing team. I'm going to bring my deployment. You're going to bring these pieces. This is a scalable mindset. This takes capital and or raising capabilities. You're carrying different risk, right? One thing to be clear here too, while I'm talking, I just want to be clear here. It's not the grass is greener effect. The simple thing is we're just in a different pasture. So entrepreneurships, they're different pastures. They all have problems. They all have situations. Not like one's better than the other typically, but the truth is, again, something's definitely better than solo, because solo, if you're solely directed, picture you have 3 kids and a spouse and you're running this game and you get sick or you get hurt, you chop off a leg, or you get, even heavens forbid, you die. Everything you've worked so hard for, your kids and your spouse and this life you're building, literally will be eliminated very quickly with your death, very quickly with a catastrophic situation to you. And we don't want that. We do not want that. So we have to be thinking the next ring. That's probably that is by far the most dangerous entrepreneurship level. But scalable is someone that this would be more like myself. This is kind of how I see myself, where I'm at in the journey. I see companies, I get deals every day sent to me, and I understand scale. The only way to get into the scalable game is to understand business at a real level, though. So it's not where you'd want to begin, because you would literally get smoked. A lot of people don't understand real life decision-making in the trenches, managing people, leadership. I mean, there's a lot of moving parts to scalable entrepreneurship. It's not to be frowned upon. It's not to run away from. It's actually something you might want to aspire to be, potentially. Then you have the researcher entrepreneurship. This is someone that just researches a lot. There's nothing wrong with this. This is not me, by the way. I look at real world stuff. I'm in the trenches. I talk about one step over. I look at my P&Ls and my companies and I'm like, what's the one step over business we're sending a lot of money to? Like if I could bolt on, buy, or invest, I could make a lot of money into them. So, the researcher is someone that just researches very deep. They don't like hard risk. They want to know everything about everything before doing anything. And a lot of research entrepreneurs don't really go really big. They typically go big when they find someone like myself or another investor, another entrepreneur that is actually an executor. So you need to research, but you need to execute. Execution is by far one of the most important, if not the most important piece, because you could research till you're blue in the face, but if you don't execute the plan from all the research, you're just wasting time, right? Here's how I started, actually. Hustler entrepreneurship. You've probably heard Gary Vaynerchuk talk about hustler. I get it. I like it. In the beginning, it's cool. It's that's what I did. I didn't know any better. I didn't know that's what I was doing. I was just doing it. But this is where you're very resourceful. I was motivated by ambition. My ambition, like I wanted the cars, I wanted the houses, I wanted the money. Back then, I thought I wanted the fame. I wanted these things. I didn't know what I didn't know, right? But that's what kept me going when I wanted to quit. That's what kept me going at 2 a.m. when I was late at a job. That's what got me up at 4 a.m. every morning to meet the team that I didn't want to deal with, to meet the contractors, to meet the homeowners, to deal with this, to deal with that. Like the ambition kept driving me. I didn't have money when I started. I was living with my parents. I bought my first company for $1,000 down, literally every penny I had. And I had to go out there and hustle to make money. I had to door knock. I had to put flyers out. I had to guerrilla market. I didn't have any money. Literally, I didn't even have a credit card, right? It's like if I couldn't pay cash, I could not buy it. Like no company's giving me a $3,000 credit limit back then. I didn't have that. I was 18, just graduated high school. Like I said, I didn't have these things, and I couldn't go to my parents. They don't have the financial capabilities back then to do these things for me. So, but you do what you have to do. You figure it out. True hustler entrepreneurships. I have a lot of respect for hustler entrepreneurships. They're always the people that figure out a way to get the job done. It's very important. But what's also equally important inside of that is the hustler mentality is good to a certain point, but it also constrains your growth. Hustling, you can only hustle so much and so deep and so hard and so long. Eventually, you have to gain some skills and start reevaluating your thought auditing through your thought auditing process and understand, like, what do you really enjoy doing? What don't you? Because when you're in hustle mode, you do so much shit that you're not even thinking about it. You're just doing because you're so focused on the end result. And that's how we all should be, by the way. But like, there's different ways to do it. Some is brute force. Some is, it's definitely hustler mentality. When I was starting was not work smarter. It was just work harder. And I'll outwork everybody. I'll do harder. And that's how I made it out of the game. Is truthfully, I would just do jobs no one else wanted to do because they were hard. They didn't pay that much, but I just figured out a way to get in there and do the work, get the job done, don't complain, get the money, and go repeat the process. And it's a very interesting place to be. And I'm very proud and honored that that's how I started, honestly. And then you have the innovator entrepreneur. So if you think innovator entrepreneurship, this is kind of like a Steve Jobs, Larry Page, Gates, etc. So these are guys that are innovating. I wouldn't be an innovator. That's not what I am. I'm not an innovative entrepreneur. I don't think about the world the way they do. I'm not thinking like that. I don't enjoy that. That's not where I shine. Innovator and researcher, they kind of tie together a little bit, right? Because you got to research, you got to innovate, you got to, there's a lot of things here. All these guys I mentioned, you wouldn't hear about them unless there was marketers involved and business owners driving these things, by the way. So don't get it twisted. But today on this podcast show, my goal is to bring awareness to the different rings of the ladder, if you will, of the types of entrepreneurship that is in front of all of us, right? So let's move on. I got 6 more for you. So intrapreneurship. The intrapreneurship, if you're listening to my voice, this is the individual that typically is getting a base salary. They have entrepreneurial habits or tendencies, but they don't have true entrepreneurship, hustler, or small business mindset, because small business and hustlers, entrepreneurship, we don't get paid unless we go get money, right? We don't have a safety net. Our safety net is doing the work and extracting the results, period. Entrepreneurship, I believe most people listening to my voice aren't necessarily there, but a lot of people in our companies are there. I have one guy in a company, he's like, dude, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm like, you are? Because you get 6 figures a year and a base salary. Like, I've never met a true entrepreneur that gets a base salary ever. So if you think you're an entrepreneur and you're getting a base salary, you might want to reevaluate and or just get real with yourself and say, listen, I don't want to be a fucking real entrepreneur. I want to be an intrapreneur. And by the way, I'm not knocking this. I think most people need to be here. I think most people would have a better quality of life as an intrapreneur. You could find a guy like me or other business owners that truly want someone that's thinking big, thinking on their feet, but doesn't have the risk factor, the risk tolerance, the risk muscle that I may have. Because dude, I don't make money unless the company makes a lot of money. You're making money no matter what. That's not right or wrong. That's part of the game. Again, think about the sports analogy. Someone needs to be Tom Brady. Someone needs to be the owner. Someone needs to be the coach. Someone needs to be the line. Someone needs to be the D. Someone needs to be the tight end. Like, all these pieces are massively important. So don't think I'm talking smack to you. I'm actually talking because I think a lot of people listening to my voice need to be freed of this entrepreneurship curse they think they have been tossed into. I think a lot of people just don't even think about the different types of entrepreneurship levels. And the longer you're in this game, the more you learn about true entrepreneurship. But again, when's the last time you reevaluated what type of entrepreneurship you are, how you started, and most importantly, where you want to be? So that's entrepreneurship. So let's talk about the builder. This kind of goes in hand with scalable. Love to scale quickly. The builders, that's where I shine. I could see a business. It's already been established for over 5 years. Typically, it has multiple employees, typically 10 plus, and the owner is fatigued. They're wore out. They're beat up. They need help. They don't understand mindset, like whatever it is. And a guy like me could step into a company like that, either maybe bring capital, financial capital, or brain capital, or both, and I get a piece of equity for scaling them quickly and or just buy them. So a lot of cool plays with that. You see a lot of people talking about that. And I throw caution to you all. Everyone listen to my voice. Please don't go out and buy a business tomorrow unless you have real business skills. If you go buy a business tomorrow because you saw Cody or someone online talking how cool and amazing it is, and maybe even heard me say it, it is amazing if you have skills in business development, business. I've bought businesses still today. Last year we bought one and I had to shut it down like in 6 months or less. It didn't make sense. It was too small, even though it was a lot of money. And we got bamboozled on a couple things. It still happens. So if someone in the beginning did that deal, they'd have been smoked. It'd have been game over. And then they thought they did something wrong. The only thing they did wrong is they went too big, too fast. And that's a real thing. A lot of people don't talk about that. A lot of people think, oh man, I want to go bigger, bigger, bigger. It's like, dude, you don't even have a basic structure. You could dream the tallest building in the world. But if you don't have the proper foundation, it's literally going to crumble. It's just a matter of time. A lot of people don't want to spend time on the foundation because it's hard. It's grueling. It sucks. You got to learn a lot about yourself. You got to learn a lot about the industry. You got to learn a lot. And some people are quicker at this. Some people it takes 3 years. Some people it takes 30. But either way, get this foundation solid before you start raising the walls. It's very important. I recommend everyone understand this. It's not like buying real estate. I could go buy a house worth $100,000 today for 50,000, call it 100 grand even. If I don't even know what I'm doing, that house will always have value. If I buy a business, and by the way, it's very quick and liquid. I could sell a house for discount within a week, right? 7 days or less. I could have a percentage of my money back and moved on with life. If you buy a business and it's defunct, you possibly more than likely are getting zero, maybe negative, depending how you fundraise the deal. And then it could screw up all kinds of stuff. Don't listen to me. Pay attention. It's happening as we speak, and it's going to happen a lot more over the next 24 months because a lot of people bought into the idea of go buy a business. It's so easy. I'm going to make millions doing nothing. Well, that's not the case. There's a lot of insights, a lot of knowledge, and a lot of things you got to know how to do. So that's the builder. Same thing with buyer entrepreneurship, right? I'm a buyer entrepreneur. I like to buy businesses. I understand it because I can buy and scale. I can buy something in existence. We all know like 90-something% of businesses fail in the first 5 years. So if I could buy a business that's been around 10 years, I'm out of that window. If I can buy a business that's been around 10 years that has 20 employees, good quality employees, do you know how hard it is to find good quality employees? It's hard. It takes a lot of time, so I can buy in time. I'm buying time. When I'm acquiring businesses, you're acquiring time. And again, you heard what I said a second ago about be cautious of buying businesses. It's not for everybody. Depending where you're at in the journey and depending what your goals are, it might not be for you. Here's one thing I've definitely been a lifestyle entrepreneur. I still am actually a lifestyle entrepreneur. And I'm a hybrid of a lot of these things, but I'm a lifestyle guy. I don't go to an office daily. I have multiple offices. I have multiple employees. I have multiple peoples in all types of industries, but I'm a lifestyle guy. I hang out with my wife. I hang out with my kids. I go to the farm. I do stuff throughout the day. I work. It's not like I'm not working. It's just I'm a lifestyle guy. I don't need someone holding their thumb over me like, hey, you need to be in here from 9 to 5. Okay, well, some people do need that structure. I don't. I wake up. I get my work done. I know what needs done. I have order of importance. But again, you got to remember, disclaimer, I've been an entrepreneur nearly 28 years of my adult life. June 21st, I believe, is 28 years I've been an entrepreneur. Like I graduated high school 2 days later, boom, I'm in it. So just to be clear, like this is very important, time. So when you're hearing me talk, like, oh, that's what I want to do. Well, maybe, but the journey started for me in 2005, December 31st, 2005. I did not understand what lifestyle entrepreneurship was. I used to go to the office every day. I used to go to every job site every day. I used to talk to every buyer, every seller, every investor, every title company. I did it all. And then when my grandmother passed away on October 8th, 2005, that's when I had a reset. I had to ask myself, why am I doing all this? Is there a better way? And that's when I started seeking a different strategy on the ring of the ladder. Like, hey, I could actually travel. So I was going to leave for a month, being Dina. Now my wife, Dina, which we've been together almost 19 years now, we went to South Beach, Florida for a month, turned into a 7-year trip around the country and the world, right? That's a lifestyle entrepreneur. I was running companies. I was buying and selling assets every day. Like that was ran through a lifestyle entrepreneurship. I had team members. I had virtual team members all over the country before it was even a thing, right? We were doing DocuSign and all that stuff didn't even exist. We actually had to print off old school. This is flip phone days, by the way. This wasn't even, you didn't have all the amazing technology you have today. So I'm a lifestyle guy still. I own my schedule. I don't put a lot of stuff on it. I'm very critical about who I put on it and what I put on there. And that's why, even like the June event, June 25th and June 26th in Nashville, Tennessee, I put that on there 6 months ago with the team. And creates a lot of anxiety because, again, I'm not controlling my time, even though I am, because I love it. I love the results that we get, the charities that we give to, the people we get to meet, the connections that happen. But for me, I've worked so hard not to have a real schedule where I have to be somewhere. And it's just, that's a quirk I have. It is what it is. And there's nothing wrong with it. It's just awareness. Just understand what makes you tick and what slows you down. So lifestyle, I already said, but serial entrepreneurial. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I love to start and build companies. I have my hands in many different things. That doesn't mean I'm running day-to-days. That doesn't mean I'm doing marketing calls. And again, I'm not saying this is where people should be right now. I think a lot of people, truthfully, because again, inside of serial entrepreneurship, there are a lot of losses. There are a lot of headaches. There's a lot of problems. It's just different problems. It's not like grass is greener. This is not shiny object syndrome. This is awareness of entrepreneurship ladder rings of where you're at to where you're going. What blend of entrepreneurship are you? Just like you. I'm part Irish. I'm part this. I'm part that. I have a lot of things. I'm not just one thing. We all have a lot of stuff inside of us, the DNA, right? So, I started off in the small biz / hustler entrepreneurship. I then moved into scalable, and then I moved into builder, and then I moved into buyer because I started buying stuff, and then serial, and then lifestyle. All this stuff starts coming to a head as you evolve. This is called maturity and awareness. And once you can't unhear what I'm sharing with you today. I want you guys to get clear of where you're at, where you want to go. And if this is helping you gain clarity, I would love to hear feedback. Shoot me a message on Instagram at Mark Evans DM, say podcast entrepreneurship, and let me know. I genuinely want to know. You guys got to understand, I'm sitting here in my treehouse. I'm in my treehouse in the office in Ohio with a little cold actually. But as I'm talking to you, beautiful summer day. I guess it's spring still, but beautiful day. And I'm talking into a microphone. It's just me. And I'm sharing my stories with you, and I'm sharing my ideas, and I'm sharing what I've learned over the years. So if you guys don't feed back to me, I'm not here just because. I'm here because I care about helping people, and I want to take your time very serious as well as mine. So if there's something you need more insight about, if there's something you learned today, shoot me a message. Let me know what's hitting. Let me know what's clicking. Let me know if you're coming to Nashville. Like, again, I'd love to figure out a way to create a show that creates communication back and forth. Instead of one-way push, how do we connect? How do we communicate? If you got deals, let me know. I buy and sell deals every day, me and my team. If you have a company, you're looking for partners, investors, I look at them. That doesn't mean I'm guaranteeing I'm going to do it, but I'll look at them. You never know unless you take a shot. So I'm sharing that with you. We're in the game together. We're entrepreneurs through and through. Some of us are just a different side, different game. It is what it is. Maybe there's opportunity to partner. Maybe there's opportunity to collab. Maybe there's opportunities to invest. I don't know. But what I do know is I'm here. I'm willing. I want to do work with you. I want to learn with you. I want to meet you. I want to connect. And I want to keep growing. It fuels my soul. I love this part of the game. And I hope to see you guys in Nashville, Tennessee. These are my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different types of entrepreneurship. My question to you is, which one are you today? And where do you want to go? And start building out a roadmap to get there. You're in the game. Question is, what game are you playing? Use the sports analogy. Some people are 30 years still playing Pee-wee football. Some people are Pee-wee football, ready to go to college, ready to go to the big leagues. Where are you at? What are you going to do? Step in the game, get started, start executing, enjoy the process. That's all we got. Appreciate you guys being here. Hope you have an amazing day. So with that said, make today count. Peace!
I'm more Kevin's DM. I'm here to help and teach him what I know and how I did it to discover freedom. There ain't no question more Kevin's when he step in the door. He's closing deals. Time to tell him what the DM stand for. I'm a deal maker, but I'm not just a deal maker. I'm a dream maker. The journey's where it's at. It's all about the process. It's time to get over to the DM project. From a small town in Ohio, so I know how it is. Did not come from a lot of money. I remember as a kid, wanted to make 100 racks. Didn't see no one making more than that. Graduated high school with a 1.8. Thought they should've held me back. I hope my principals and teachers are alive just to witness this. I'm my own boss. I'm out here running 2-8-figure businesses. I can walk away from it all and I'll be good, but I've been called to help people just like y'all learn the game. It's time to ball. Everybody chasing the money, but I'm not chasing the money. I'm out here chasing the purpose. Yo, I've been working my whole life. What got us where we at isn't gonna get us where we wanna go. So it's time to push, time to learn, time to grow. I'm more Kevin's DM. I'm here to help and teach him what I know and how I did it to discover freedom. There ain't no question more Kevin's when he step in the door. He's closing deals. Time to tell him what the DM stand for. I'm a deal maker, but I'm not just a deal maker. I'm a dream maker. The journey's where it's at. It's all about the process. It's time to get over to the DM project. I'm more Kevin's DM. Deal maker, deal maker, deal maker, deal maker, DM project.
This is thepodcastfactory.com.